46 kicks the total for Morwell in that quarter, and 46 for Sale, so you can't get much more even there. Marks, they've each had 9 apiece, and handballs, Sale slightly leading with 5, but I think that they did a bit too much with their handballs, so that's probably not a good thing, I would suggest.
Yeah, they mucked around with 1 or 2 handballs up forward early, Graham, but they could have perhaps scored goals had they not mucked around there.
Yes, they certainly could have. 3 wasted goals. The rain slowly coming down, or slowly dripping out of the sky. Just a nuisance factor, Buck, isn't it?
Oh, it's getting wet enough now, Graham. It's fairly steady, that rain. Some of the better players, just quickly, I thought for Sale were Hughes, defended very well, Hughes, Damien Hogan, Jamie Freeman, he's a handy player, Jamie Freeman, Coulthard and Hogan. And quickly for Morwell, Kevin Smith, Stanistreet, McColl, Bond and Craigsman.
What were the free kicks too, by the way, Johnny Mills?
I haven't got them, but there's the bounce of the ball. Mason up high, but Bond wins it once again. I'd like to know some stats on how many times he's won the ball as it comes out back to Bond. He can't kick it off the ground. That's an indication of whether it's getting wet or not. Out wide to where Hogan gathers the ball. He's got plenty of pace in his front, cleverly tapped on indeed by Hogan. The ball's forward now in the forward pocket and taken very nicely back by Hayes. Diving forward on his knees, Hayes. This is the first kick he's had, is it? Not Hayes, as he kicks it to the centre wing. It's knocked over the back. McColl can't grab the ball. Out to where Hogan gets it. He's playing a rattling game in this half-forward line. Freeman misses what he should have got. Hayes gathers the ball in, kick wide, and McColl comes in to take the mark on his chest. Certainly handling the ball better at this stage, Morwell, I would say, and I'd like to see them kick a bit longer, but I think that's part of their plan. Well, that's a long kick anyway, up to the centre half-forward area, and taking the ball is Bristow.
By gee, Bristow's not having any trouble with his overhead marking, so it can't be that wet out there. He sends it down where it'll be Whitford coming in. Can't quite mark the ball. Drops to the ground. David Allison missed what he should have taken, or David Mason getting a quick kick out there, but Kevin Smith coming in. He was manhandled when he didn't have the ball, but
beautiful
he forces
balance.
it well. Yeah, nice balance there. Smithy puts it over the line and out of bounds, but not on. Yes, it is on the full. Mind you, that must have been very close, and it's going to be a resulting free kick to be taken in front of us here by young Damien Hogan. The Morwell 10-pin scoreboard this afternoon. 17 plays 9. Morwell leading. Bristow can't seem to take them in attack. He can take them in defence all right, but by gee, smothered that well. There's a nice grab there and a bit of smother. Kicking the ball out. Still can't pick it up. Picked up nicely by Nedelko, but his kick is wide and it's going to be out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be a resulting free kick to Kevin Smith.
Yes, so I'm sorry, Graham. I thought it was out of bounds on the full. I thought Smith marked it, in fact. He's gone wide where McColl can't grab it. Freeman's got it. Well tackled. Should be a kick against Freeman there, and it is.
Dove, I think it is. Shane Dove.
Dove? I beg your pardon.
Yeah, Shane Dove has gone down under the, well, if it was sunny, it'd be the shadows of the scoreboard, but it's not. So it's going to be David Allison, the recipient of the free. Brings it round our broadcasting wing. Peter Allen with the sit, and he doesn't let his side down. In fact, he's taken the mark right in front of us. Peter Allen there, the skipper of the side, came into Morwell this year and has done very well. Didn't play about the first 6 or 8 games due to injury, and has certainly done well since coming into the side. Maxfield gets it down to Dove. Can you get the bounce, son? You can, but you can't get the ball. Now it drops to the ground with McColl doing a throw. Gets it beautifully across there to David Allison. Allison sends it down towards centre half forward, but it's cut off very nicely down there. Taking the mark is none other than Herb Silby. Silby gets it down wide, looking for the sprawling arms of a teammate there, and he's found him in Eddie Nedelko. Nedelko, another short pass. Has the mark been accepted? It has, and it's big David Mason. David Mason's got to do more in this game. He's expected to be a big influence.
Yes, Ashley Bond has really taken it up to him. He's had the better of David Mason at this stage.
There was a lead from Lovelace, and Mason putting the ball in front of him. And I might say I think Sale have fallen for the trap of shooting the ball straight at Lovelace and their bigger fellows, where they should be giving them a bit of room. By the same token, these fellows could be moving as Lovelace gets the ball down. Picked up very nicely for Morwell by Allison. Kicks it to the centre wing. There's a contest on, punched away by Sale. It's running free the ball. Picked up, no, it's not picked up by Allison, but he'll get a free kick. And that's David Allison.
Whoa,
hello. There's a box
here.
on going on. Settle down, boys. It's a game of football after all.
They were the 2 skippers
Get
too.
in there, umpires, and break it up. I don't believe you should be standing back because it's going to get nasty. If hello, there's a punch on now. Now look, if the umpires had got in, this is fair go. If the umpires had got in and broken that up early, this wouldn't have gone on. They stand back there with their little notebooks, and this is the result.
Big Shane Lovelace coming in now. He's being accompanied in by the umpire. If he gets in there, there'll be some whistling going on, I can tell you. He's the biggest man on the ground. They're still going. Bristow, he's getting reported. Bristow is being reported. by the umpire. Well, that's ridiculous, because if you're going to report anyone, you've got to report about 25, 30 of them. Peter, what would you think?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, they're still going out there.
Well, Ashley Bond's throwing punches from the deck chairs.
The young boy should settle down, Ashley
Well, that's
Bond.
exactly
He's playing
right.
very well at this stage.
Can you tell me how an umpire can pick a report out of that?
Well, I can't, Graham, for I suppose if it happens in front of you, but look, it's as weak as water. They say they shouldn't go in and break up players, but if we'd had an umpire on the spot when that started, it wouldn't have got to that stage. But they stand back and take absolutely no notice, and I think that's wrong. They've got to get in there.
Yeah,
the umpires in my day would have been in there and given you a clip under the ear to go on with.
Yeah,
as Allison picks up the ball.
I think he also was telling Greenwood that he was reported too. I'm not sure. The ball off the half-back flank from Silby. Gets it across there looking for Hogan. Can't find him. It's grab, but eventually gets the hand pass out. Silby again punching the ball on. Nicely finding his teammate over there. But gee, they're putting him under a lot of pressure, Morwell, at this particular stage. Now we find coming through as McColl. He's legged, I thought. What did the umpire think? Yes, he agreed with that. And it's going to be Cole McColl to take the resulting free on the centre wing.
Played a great game too, Cole. He was well down last week, but he's bounced back and he's picked up lots of possessions today.
Gee, Pete, I'll take you to task on that. I thought he played very well last week. I guess you're used to seeing him play better games, but just as a newcomer into the job, I thought he played very well.
There's the kick, centre of the ground it goes. Big Bristow going up again. He was the boy that had his number taken there after that melee. Now we find it going down towards Sales half-forward line. It's a mark, and it's Pollitt that's marked the ball. Pollitt will find Lovelace this time, I would imagine. No, he doesn't. He still can't mark the ball. Diving away from him, and it's through for just that 1 point. That's the first score for the quarter, and we played 5.5 minutes, and we find 2-5-17 on the board, and we find 1-4-10 on the board for Sale. So they've had 5 scoring shots. Morwell have had 7, and we find that 7 points is the difference. Up they go. Big Mason knocks it down, but it's nicely taken away. Up to it by Stanistreet. Oh, I missed what you should have taken there. Big Bristow with sheer strength comes through. Don't run too far, son. Oh, the umpire's calling him back.
That's
rotten. He went too far.
That's rotten.
I would have thought that was just about on. I don't know what you thought, Peter.
I thought he was pretty unlucky to be caught there, Graham.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
he
it's
just
it's probably just taken his numbers, so he's not going to let him get away with too much. And Bristow, I thought, showed a lot of strength there to get away with that ball, but it's a resulting free, and it's going to be taken on that half-back flank, and it's young Bond who's putting the ball up high. Puts it into Morwell's forward line. Gee, nobody contested that. That wasn't too good. There's the ball coming out to David Allison. He can't pick it up. Running the ball forward, we find is Stephen Allison. He's going to punch the ball back. Then big fella Bristow goes in. He's having a fair bit of influence on this game at the moment. Picked up there by David Allison. He gets it out to Rodney Kerr. Here's a chance to run the ball. Short pass will find Peter Henderson, and if you've got any sense, son, you will go back and take a shot for goal. Raining here too, so things will become a little bit more difficult for the players, as Peter Henderson no more than 25 metres out from goal, with David Mason hanging his head in shame there, but he couldn't do much about it because Henderson was running free, and I would imagine that Henderson is certainly not the player that David Mason should have been looking at.
That was the quality of Kerr. Never wastes a kick, Graham.
There's the kick on its way, and it's a good-looking kick, Peter Henderson.
That fellow.
Yeah, that comes up at the 7-minute mark of this, the second quarter. Point, was it? By gee, that looked like it was going right through the centre back.
Yes, well, you make mistakes here all the time, Graham. From here, it certainly looked like a goal.
What do you think, Pete? I thought it was straight through the middle.
From our position, it looked a great kick, but the umpire's in a better position than what we are.
Okay, Morwell 2-6. By gee, they'd be annoyed at that kicking, but they've had 8 scoring shots and 1-4-10 is on the board. So we've only had 3 goals kicked and 10 behinds from both sides collectively. It's going to be no, it's not Coulthard kicking out down there. It's Maxfield who's taken the job on, and Bristow. The umpire says it's a free kick to Morwell. They're going to do, by gee, what's the free kick stats?
He's
changed it around, and he's giving it there in the centre to Ranger Greenwood, the skipper of the Sales side. I think that Greenwood might have had his number taken there. There's the kick down towards the half. Oh, there's a trip from Pollitt, but quite accidental. Taken off the top of the pack, driven forward. Where's the big fellow? He's being hunted after there, but by gee, gets out of that nicely, but has he got anywhere to go? Puts it right across and through for 1 behind.
That's the first time that Lovelace has got away from Krigsman, and he
stepped up there in the first quarter where he kicked that goal out.
I thought Krigsman had it covered and was unlucky there, and he beat Krigsman on his own merits there. He got away with pace.
Waiting now for the ball to be kicked out. Hayes is the one doing it, and by gee, he hasn't directed it very well, but David Allison will get him off the hook. Nice hand pass from Allison, gets it down towards the centre wing division, where Pearce drops his right foot into the ball. Going wide there. Good body work there by Stephen Allison. Gets it across to Kerr. Now it's going to be taken away by the big fellow. Coming through is Maxfield. He's a pretty good player, this fella Maxfield. Gets it nicely across to Ronnie Hughes. Short pass round to Hogan. What can you do with it, son? He can grab it. But nowhere to go, however. That's why they're dribbling it along the ground. Freeman now gathers the board well, gets it down looking for Mason. Mason can't mark the ball, but shoves it on beautifully to Carolyn. Goes back in the direction of Nedelko. He gets one high, but shakes it off very well. He's sending it out wide out there. It wasn't a good hand pass. He gets it down to where Grumley tried to do something with it. Eventually coming through the pack is Greenwood. Now it's found Whitford. Whitford will send it towards the big fellow, but Craigsman's in front of him. Gets unloaded, but too late. Why, here's a chance for a run now. No, gets caught. They've broken the loose man out there with Metcalf. Metcalf, a nice handball. Up towards the centre half forward division. By gee, this bounce is going to be important. Coming through is Pollitt. It wasn't Pollitt, it was Hughes. Picked up by Henderson. Henderson drives it long and high. Coulthard and Sanders, 2 out. By gee, nearly a nice grab there by Coulthard, but the umpire said not. Good body work there by Coulthard. Gets it out to Hughes. What are you going to do with it, son? It was Mason, sorry. Mason out to Hogan, and here's Bristow standing on his own. He'll come in and do a bit of shepherding. You won't get through there, Henderson. Down it goes towards centre wing division. Accepted by Pollitt. You can run the ball, son. He does. Where's the big fellow? He's too far at the back, and a nice mark taken there by Tony Smith.
Interesting to see Craigsman again in front of Lovelace. Smith with the ball. Morwell facing tremendous pressure on the Sale players. There's a chance for Damien Hogan. He's taken a very nice mark. Oh, gee, this boy can play football all right.
Certainly can.
He should have been off, I thought. However, there's the lead from Lovelace. He's looking for him, and he's found... No, it's just too wide for the big fellow. Craigsman in there. He can't gather the ball, however. Pierce with a chance. Sale, a shot over the shoulder. I didn't get the player. Nedelko. And he's...
Carolyn. Sorry, Kevin Carolyn. By gee, they're a long way away over there, and she's getting a bit dark.
Yes, also those Sale jumpers are hard to pick up the jumper. I don't use the monitor like you, Graham.
2-6 to 1-6. Perhaps you should.
Yes.
Waiting now for the kick to be taken as we've played exactly 11 minutes. This game, Peter, hasn't reached great standards, has it?
No, Sale have had their chances, but they're really, you know, they rely a lot on Shane Lovelace, and he hasn't performed today to this stage.
The ball now out on the half-back flank for the Morwell side. They're going to try and run it away. They do so too with a kick around towards the centre wing. The big men fly. Only a good mark taken there. Coming through is Kerr. He gets grabbed. Gets the ball out, however, to Metcalf. Oh, gee, he's the meat in the sandwich. There's a hand pass coming up over the top. Ronnie Hughes, is it? No. Drops to the ground. The umpire says pushed, and it is Ron Hughes who is going to be the recipient. Oh, a silly handball. Hughes gets the ball down, however, nicely and quickly picked up by Mason. Big men needed. Are they there? They're not. Back it goes. By gee, it's a scrappy sort of a game. Down it goes towards the half-forward line, but the easiest of marks taken by David Allison, scraping himself on one knee. He's in that centre half-back position. He's got at the moment the ball coming down towards the centre of the ground. Underneath it was Big Bristow. Couldn't take it. Hayes will come out and meet the ball. Does so, but falls over just as quickly. What are you going to do with it, son? He doesn't know. It'll be a bounce of the ball. Umpire Peter Box has suggested that right in front of our broadcast position.
No support for Hayes there. Plenty of more players around, but standing looking. That was the problem. However, Morwell doing it better, and I just noticed Metcalf before, a very cool hand pass, and I think they're just in front there as the ball goes forward towards Sale. Here comes Freeman with a chance. He's got a bit of pace, this fellow, and by gee, he's still firing it on, and a free kick, and well done too, son, because he copped one a bit high. Play on's a call. Is running out of the... Nedelko. Nedelko has a shot for goal. Lovelace with the mark. I thought he pushed Craigsman in the back, and that's the way the umpire seen. No, he pushed Smith, in fact, and I thought that was fair enough. Smith had made the front position. Lovelace pushed him out. Here it comes now, and Lovelace taking the mark all right, but it was he was pushed out. A very nice kick by Smith, favouring the outer side. They haven't brought it round this side at all very much. Bond appealing for the mark.
No, free kick going the other way, just exactly the same. It's Dove, and it was a push in the back.
Dove.
Whitford.
A kick into Whitford, and Whitford's marked the ball. That's one of the first times they've had it short, Sale. They've had somebody in short, and they've kicked it into the gap, Peter Hall.
Yeah, they have concentrated on looking for Lovelace a lot, where I think there's been other players like Whitford and those fellows who perhaps they could have passed to that have floated into those open spaces.
Whitford with a kick, and it's a good the umpire did not move. Well, that's made it very interesting indeed.
He kicked 4 against the Morwell side last time, Whitford, when Lovelace only contributed 2. Lovelace has contributed 1, and the next goal on the board comes to Whitford, which is interesting.
Well, it was just certainly I thought that they were head-hunting well with the ball. That is, they're kicking to faces, not to spaces, and putting the pressure on the Sale big fellows.
2-6-18 apiece, typical grand final, Peter Hall. A bit scrappy and not much scoring being done.
Yeah, no one can get that break at this stage, Graham.
There's the bounce in the centre. Mason up high, gets the ball, picked up very nicely smothered by Allen. As Dove comes out. A hand pass to no one in particular. Runners needed.
Grumley.
Kicked off by Grumley. Very nicely indeed. It's to the forward pocket for Sale. Sale looking a bit better. Smith grab when not in possession will pick up the free kick. Very good balance, Peter Smith, Kevin Smith rather, as he gets a hand pass out to... I didn't pick him up, but here's a chance for Allison. Allison's on Dove. He does it nicely, Allison. Grab when not in possession. Play on's a call. A hand pass out to one of the Allisons. McColl, is it? Cole McColl running forward towards goal. A beautiful looking Cook. Kick. Kerr's got it. And he's marked it 10 metres out directly in front. And that's one of the best pieces of play that we've seen, Peter Hall, I would say, from one end of the ground to the other.
The advantage of getting the ball into the forward line quickly, you know, not looking for anyone in particular, but driving the ball long and direct, and Kerr found the space.
And he certainly did.
Yes, he was there running too, and he certainly wouldn't miss this, Kerr, would he? There's the kick, right through the middle. And he's a very dangerous player. Hasn't played particularly well to this stage, but I would expect him to play a big, so have a big say in this game before it's over.
He's had 5 kicks and 6 hand passes to date.
Well, I suggest that 3 of those have been in this quarter, Millsy, if you want to put the pressure on me. He only had 2 in the first.
And waiting now for the ball to go back to the centre. We find Morwell have just gone away to that 1-goal lead, 3-6 to 2-6 on the Morwell and Sale 10-pin scoreboard there, as it's registered up in front of you. So 24 plays 18 at this stage, not much in it. There's the bounce in the centre. Mason goes up, he gets the knock. Hogan roves brilliantly, gets his right boot to the ball, kicks it wide, nobody in particular. The running player out there we find is Freeman. He won't be running fast enough because Tony Smith after him, over the line and out of bounds, and a throw-in to take place on the half-forward flank.
A bad kick by...
11 kicks to Damien Hogan.
Yeah, that was a wasted one, Millsy. That's what you do. You put those down. I remember when Peter Hall was playing, he used to put everyone down.
Come on now, Buck.
Waiting now for the ball. Half-forward flank division for the Sale side. There's a push in the back. Did the umpire see it? He did, but didn't register. And it's going to be a bounce of the ball. I thought Dove might have been the recipient there of that free, but not the case. About the throw-up now. By gee, it must be a bit greasy, them doing that. There's the ball. There's a nice hand pass from Dove. Who's he getting for? There's a fair or bad hand pass on that occasion. Just one too many, I think, each time with Sale. And it's over the line and out of bounds towards the boundary line. And it's going to be a throw in about 40 metres around from the Sale goal. Sale in this quarter have not done very much. In fact, it's gone to 2-6 to 3-6 at this juncture.
Not a lot of method in Sale's play. They're just content to bomb the ball around the place, and they're paying the penalty for that, as Kevin Smith finds himself under the ball and takes a very safe mark. We knock up saying what a good player this fellow is, but over many years he's been a good player. Plays wide, and out there and he finds Allison. Allison with the ball. He'll kick it long, I guess. There's nothing much he can do. The ball's wet. Out wide, and a very nice mark taken by Hughes. Hughes onto his left foot. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds. Well, you don't often see that in grand finals. He had all the time in the world, and it's out of bounds in the full. Morwell again to take the kick, and Sale making the mistakes and playing, well, scrappy football. They're just content to bomb the ball, and Morwell with just a bit more experience as centre half forward. And very nice mark taken by Allen, the coach. He's a player to be watched. Not very good game last week, but he's right there now as he gets out wide to McColl. McColl will run off this half-forward line. A short pass in, looking for Sanders, but it's marked over the back by Coulthard. Not paid, however, as it's out wide to McColl. Or is it Allison? Allison with the ball into centre half forward. It's knocked away from the Sale player there. Coulthard picked up by Henderson. Here's a chance. Henderson into Metcalf, and Metcalf, well, I guess it's hard to tell from here. I thought he might have been able to grab it, but it's through for 1 point.
Yes, it didn't quite travel enough. The quarter time score showed Morwell were 2-5 at that stage, and they've now gone to 3-7. Sale, they were 1-3, they've gone to 2-6, so they've kicked exactly the same in this quarter as they did in the entire first, and we've travelled around about 17.5 minutes. The umpire says a free kick coming up here, going to be taken on that half-back flank division for the Sale side, and certainly they need it. Is that Silby down there?
I think it is.
Yes, it's Silby coming off that back line. Herb Silby, high in the air it goes towards the centre wing, punch to the ground, runners needed. What colours are they in? Oh, gee, that's got to be a free kick to young Hogan over there. It was a nasty one, quite unintentional. He just ran into him, and David Allison is going crook about it. His brother is over there.
I thought he ducked his head too.
Well, I would too if I was having someone sitting on it. All right, you saw it there in the replay. I'd say that was fairly high. There's the ball now, wide over there, and it's in the hands of Carroll, and it looks like From here, Kevin Carrollin putting it long, and that's what Sale have got to do, but an easy mark. Nobody contesting down there. Has been taken in the last, just about the last line of defence by Morwell. There's the kick out round towards the centre wing. The big men fly. Who's going to be the runner? It's going to be a Sale chance down towards the half-forward line. It would have been a gutsy mark, but it was Bond who took it. Hogan coming in from the wrong direction. There's the kick by Bond. Hughes with the sit here, punched away from all concern. To the ground it goes. Good play too, but can't get away with it. Hughes, what are you going to do with it? Play on is the call. The umpire has said what? It's going to be holding the ball. He's bringing it back, and Coulthard will have to send it back towards the centre of the ground, where the recipient of the free is a little player holding his head out there. Who is that?
Kevin Fleming, isn't it?
No, it's Peter Henderson.
I just wonder about Henderson, Graham. We saw him run into a goal, into an open goal about 1 minute ago, and couldn't make the distance. I don't think he's right, Henderson. Although there he makes a liar out of him as he kicks it a good 60 metres up wide where Sanders in front can't mark the ball. There's a chance for Allison if the ball will come out. Play on's a call from the umpire. Out to Kerr. Kerr's got a chance, dodging and turning. No one running past Kerr. There should have been. Now there is. Henderson with a shot at goal, but he's offline. Sanders with a chance. Is it paid? No, play on's a call and through for 1 point.
Oh, gee, she's pretty scrappy football here at the moment, and I think I can just put a slight bit of blame on the umpires because they're confusing the players out there, I think, a bit.
Yeah, they are a little bit. Conditions, you know, must be getting a little bit slippery because the players aren't handling the ball so well now this quarter.
This is not going to be a big scoring game, this I can tell you, with 3-8 on the board. There's the ball coming around towards the centre wing, picked up nicely. A hand pass comes out. Running players needed. They're in Sale colours at the moment, and that's going to be close to the boundary. It'll be on the full, I think. Yes, the umpires agreed with that, and it's going to be taken by Mark Pearce. He hasn't had a great influence on the game at the moment, but still, I suppose, neither has Pollett, so he's probably doing the job pretty well. There's going to be Bond. Budgie, I think he could have run a bit harder for that young Ashley Bond.
He got the call.
Picked up by Kerr. Hand pass to Stephen Allison. Stephen Allison to Cole McColl. Cole McColl down. Over the back of the pack it goes, and it'll run over the boundary line for a resulting throw-in just beside the Morwell behind post. Morwell just look at this stage like they could do anything and break away with this game. They're doing 90% of the attacking.
Yeah.
I reckon they've wasted a couple of opportunities in the last few minutes by not having players run down the ground, and there's been 2 opportunities go begging as the ball's out in the forward
Can I
pocket.
ask a question? Why would you take Jamie Freeman off for Sayers? Could you tell me?
Well, you'll have to ask Peter Hall. He's still playing the game. I'm not.
Why would you do that?
I can't answer your question, Graham.
I thought Freeman had been doing a good job.
Yes, I think he's been doing a bit better than some of the other Sale players on their forward line.
Anyway, it's Gavin Sayers on the ground, and another point on the board for Morwell. But gee, they're frittering away some chances. They're up to 3-9 now, and 2-6 is Sales' tally at the moment. There's the ball high in the air. It's still running free, and it's nicely picked up by Stephen Allison, and he's wide again. That's the 10th on the board. 3-10 they've kicked now, and that makes it 28 to 2-6-18. 10 points the difference. But gee, there's some chances being frittered away.
Morwell did this last week. They had lots of opportunities early in the game. They had a chance to wrap up the game against Traralgon. They still had the ability to bounce back at the end, though.
I do believe that they've had more chances in this game than they had last week.
That's probably true.
There's the ball high in the air. David Mason taking what? His first or second mark for the afternoon, John Mills. His second has not done enough. Down it goes where I thought that perhaps Greenwood might have marked that. Couldn't do so. Grumley running the ball now. He'll eventually pick it up. Goes for the long hand pass, which is suicide, but Hogan did trap it nicely. Got high on the head there. There's the short pass, and it's going to be, no, it's not a Sale mark. Play on is the call. To the ground. There's Greenwood trying to get his boot to the ball. Can't do it. To the ground. Scrappy play. Kevin Smith, all he went for was the boundary, and he got his objective there, and it's over the line and out of bounds. All he could see was Big Bristow sitting around here in front of Paul O'Brien, and I think that he thought that it was better to go defensive on that occasion. There's the throw-in towards the boundary. It'll be another throw-in here on the half-forward flank for the Sale side. We've played 22 minutes, and Morwell in this quarter have kicked 1 goal 5. They kicked 2-5 in the first, and Sale have kicked 1 goal 3.
And I figure they're kicking to the non-scoring end. Sale have it at this stage. That's the scoreboard end as the ball's run wide. Smith with the ball. His hand pass isn't clean, however. The ball's not over the line. Oh, there was a hell of a bump there, and no one took any notice of the ball. And, well, we've had one big scrap today, so let's hope we don't get another one.
Well, I think that was all right because it was 2 Sale players.
I was about to say, young Damien Hogan, that's the rover, is it Damien Brendan Hogan, is inclined to drop his head. Bond with a knockout again, and I'll tell you what, Bond's taken everything that these Sale ruckmen can throw at him, and he's knocked them right off to date.
Why do you go for Bristow?
I wouldn't stand him with Bristow, though, young fella. I'd get away and come over the top. If you wrestle with him, Bristow will win it.
He did.
Yes, he did. There's too much experience there. Bristow's played league football. This kid's got to get back and use his youth and exuberance. Bristow, not a very good kick. However, it's punched away very nicely by Pearce. Picked up here by Freeman. Nedelko. Nedelko out to Greenwood. Greenwood with a shot, but it's wide, and it's Sale's turn to be offline and through for 1 point.
By gee, the goals are hard to come by, Peter, this afternoon. We've seen 5 kicked, and we've played nearly 50 minutes of football.
Yes. Pressure probably in a grand final situation. You know, players miss what they should kick at times.
Waiting now for the ball to be kicked out. It's Marty Craigsman that's going to do that job for
Who's
the
been well
side.
on top of Lovelace.
There's the mark nearly taken over there by Allison, but well spoiled by Hogan. Runs around his opponent, goes for a hand pass, looking for Greenwood. Can't find that player. He's shepherded out of position. Now we find it picked up by David Allison. He kicks it down, but it'll be a Bristow mark here. No, he can't quite make the distance, but he pushed it onto his knees and boots and got it over the line and out of bounds. So it's a throw-in on that Sale half-forward flank division. 2-7.
Bristow's giving Sale a bit of a lift at this stage. He's changed with Mason. Mason's gone to the back pocket and Bristow onto the ball.
Well, they need a bit of vigour there. 2-7 to 3-10 is the score at the moment, so it's 9 points in favour of the Morwell side, and we've played exactly 24 minutes and 10 seconds, so coming up to the end of the quarter and into time on. Very low-scoring game on that Morwell 10-pins scoreboard. There's Bristow, gets the knock again. This time he gets it down, looking for Nedelko, I think it was, getting it further afield. Taking it away very nicely is Carolyn, and he finds Paulette down there. First time he's been in front of Pearce. I'm not sure whether Paulette has taken another mark this afternoon. Andrew Pollitt, has he? It's his 4th, is it? So he's doing reasonably well. And he's got a very tough opponent there. This will make it interesting. It'll make it 3 points if he can kick it. He's done the job, Andrew Pollitt. It's 3-7 now. That's 25 to 3-10, 28 at this stage. So just that 3 points the difference on the Morwell and Sale 10-pin scoreboard.
Peter, would you have a little bit of a worry at this stage when you've had, if you were coaching this team, you've had all these chances and Sale have bounced back, being well beaten at this stage, and there's only 3 points of difference by kicking 1 goal?
Yes, it's always frustrating when you should be a long way in front, but you haven't converted those opportunities. Yeah, I'd be worried if I was coaching either side back. You know, it's pretty tightly contested out there. No side's got a real break yet.
Well,
I just think that if Morwell...
Yeah,
I'm still sticking with Morwell. I just think that they've missed 2 golden opportunities by not having fellows run out of the centre. I don't know whether they're leg weary or not. Bounce of the ball. Bristow will take this, takes it and hand passes out to Grumley. Dove, I beg your pardon. Dove can't gather. Out to Freeman. Freeman with a hand pass wide to nobody in particular. It's kicked wide here, and here's a chance. Who's this, Graham? Because I haven't got him. Nedelko, and he's a handy player, Nedelko. Kicks it wide to the gap. No one there. Picked up by McColl. McColl to Kerr. Away go the running Morwell. And I tell you what, they're doing this on a regular basis. A kick into centre half forward. Couldn't be gathered by Bond. It's knocked nicely away by Coulthard. Coulthard's played very well indeed. Pearce with a shot. Smothered very nicely by Ronnie Hughes. He's still a good player, Hughes. He's got the ball now. A hand pass out wide to Hogan with a ball. Kicks to the half-forward line. No one can gather it, however, as the ball goes to the ground. Conditions very greasy out there at this stage. Coming away with the Sale is Whitford. Whitford with a beautiful pass, and he's found his Sale teammate in Dove. Dove banging on a bit of an act there, and he's got 15 metres. And there you go. Morwell looking very good, and Sale have every chance of hitting the front.
Well, that football down there, Peter Hall, on Morwell's half-forward line was pathetic, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a few mistakes there, Graham.
There's the kick by Dove. He's not going to make the distance. He'll make the distance all right, but the accuracy is astray. 3-8-26 now to 3-10-28. Oh, gee, what a shocking scoreboard assembled up there in a grand final.
Ronnie Hughes feeling a bit sore down there, but by gee, he's done some heavy work and some great defence for Sale down there.
He would have played a few games.
Actually, it's Phil Todd, and Phil Todd looks as if he's coming off.
Phil Todd is coming off the ground, and he will be replaced here, and coming onto the ground will be
Johnny Henderson.
John Henderson. Now, he's played a few games. He's played with Sale, he's played with Moe, and now he's back at Sale. Quite a good player, Henderson, as Todd comes off the ground, not looking all that flash. There's the ball now out wide over there, and it's in the hands of Shane Dove. Shane Dove now centering the ball up, and he's found his mark there, right in the arms of his teammate in the person of Hogan again. That's Brendan Hogan.
He makes one mistake, this kid. He's a very good rover, no doubt about that, but he drops his head, and someday somebody's going to hurt the boys. Somebody should tell him to stand up.
Well, perhaps you can tell him after the game, Buck, if he's still standing. There's the kick by Brendan Hogan, and that's going to be wide too. By gee, they're frittering away some opportunities. That's 3-9 to 3-10. Shocking display. Beg yours? No one wants to win it.
I just thought they were getting a little bit of bias there towards Sale when
No
you said
bias at all. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Going to be kicked out by Tony Smith. Does so too towards the broadcasting half-back flank. Nearly a good mark pulled out of the air there, but not quite handled, and it's going towards the ground. That was the big leaping Paul O'Brien there, a player I haven't seen before, and it's out of bounds on the Sale half-forward flank. 28 minutes gone. Bit of a dust-up in that quarter, so that'll last a minute or two. We've probably got about 2 minutes to go in this quarter as it goes over the line and out of bounds, because certainly goals are not going to contribute. There's only been 3 kicked in the quarter, 2 by Sale. They've in fact kicked 2 goals 6, and Morwell have kicked 1 goal 5.
Interesting to see that young Bond has got away from Bristow, although he didn't on that stage. Bristow got the ball and kicked it over his shoulder. There's no one in particular. Kerrs picked it up. A hand pass out wide to where Allison will pick it up. Oh, it was McColl, I beg your pardon. McColl kicking it to no one. They're starting to bomb the ball around now. Morwell just kicking it anywhere. Hughes with the ball. Played well, Hughes. Been one of Sale's best easily. Kicks to the centre half forward. And there's a Sale mark. Play on's a call. Kerr with a ball out wide to Stanistreet. Stanistreet can't gather it. Hayes kicks it forward, and the Morwell half-forward line being dominant early and nowhere to be seen as the ball's out wide here where Stanistreet can't gather it. Oh, the ball's very slippery though, just the same as Hogan picks it up. Comes round his left foot, kicks it wide and looking for...
And finding his captain in Greenwood.
Yes, Greenwood. Greenwood been quiet today, but there's plenty of this game left yet. Kicks the ball very nicely in the position.
Nedelko.
We're running over to Nedelko. Nedelko kicks it wide, and a Sale mark to Carolyn. Well, Sale with a chance to hit the front. 3-9 to 3-10.
I can remember this young fellow when he was playing with Mafra, played in a league game at Ballarat. Peter, you'd probably recall that. What a rattler. He played on the wing. Latrobe Valley got beaten, but there's a goal, and he was the best player on the ground for the Latrobe Valley, Kevin Carroll.
Well, he's been one of the steadier players in Nedelko.
Goulburn Valley, was it, John? Yeah, I remember he played extremely well. Goals in this quarter. Sale have kicked 3, Morwell have kicked 1. The goal kickers 2 this stage, coming up to half-time. Rodney Kerrs kicked 1 goal for Morwell, 2 to Sanders, both kicked in the first quarter. Lovelace, Whitford, Pollitt and Kevin Carroll in just a minute ago, and Sale have now hit the front, as it would indicate there. 4-9 to 3-10, and Sale in this quarter have kicked 3 goals 6, and Morwell have kicked 1 goal 5.
Well, Morwell need a goal now. They don't want to go in with a break when it's a low-scoring game. It's knocked away by Morwell, picked up by McColl. McColl, get your boot to the ball, son. He tried to hand pass it. Stanistreet with a kick. He knows what to do with it. Out wide to the running Morwell players. They need numbers up in that half-forward flank. Bond, lumbering there. He's gathered the ball nicely. A shocking hand pass to Allison. That's a real hospital pass. It should be in the back to Allison. Play on's the call, and umpire is running in to bounce the ball.
I would suggest the umpire took a bit of sympathy there on the fact that it was such a shocking hand pass.
He should have paid the kick to Allison. He was ridden right into the ground.
Isn't it interesting how statistics lie, because Jay Mills would have put that down as a hand pass and should put it down as a shocker. There's the siren. And we find 4-9-33 on the board for the Sale side. That's on the Morwell and Sale 10-pin bowls scoreboard. And Morwell 3-10. We'll take a break as they come off the ground, have a breather, and we'll be back with you at the grand final in just a moment.